Whether your baby is starting to work on head control or still not holding their head up at 6 months, this video is for you. I'm going to show you some head control exercises for babies based on your baby's age. And then I'm going to answer the question of when you should expect your baby to hold their head up on their own. So let's go ahead and start with the first stages of head control, which is from birth to 2 months old. At this age, I'm really not expecting your baby to hold their head up perfectly steady. What I want to see is the beginning of head lifting. One of the easiest ways to work on this is during tummy time on your chest. The way I like to do this is to lay back, have your baby on your chest where you are reclined at about a 45-degree, and just have your baby on your chest where your baby is chest to chest with you. And now all your baby has to do is begin lifting their head up. Your baby has to begin activating the muscles on the back of their neck to lift and hold that head up to be able to make eye contact with you and look at your face. If you're wondering, how do I help my baby lift and hold their head up? This is a good place to start. I want you to think of this as short, frequent opportunities to practice head lifting against gravity. At this stage, I'm looking for your baby to briefly lift the head up and begin turning their head from side to side as they're looking around. I'm not expecting perfect head control yet. So from birth to 2 months, the goal is simple. Start lifting the head, start turning the head, and get more comfortable working against gravity. Once your baby starts doing that, the next goal is lifting the head higher and just being able to keep it up there for longer periods of time. From about 2 to 4 months, I want to see your baby lifting their head higher and holding it up for more extended periods of time. At this stage, floor tummy time is where you want to be. This is much more important. Something as simple as having your baby looking at themselves in a mirror can give them a reason to lift their head and keep it up for extended periods of time as they're looking at themselves in the mirror. If you're wondering how to improve head control in babies, one of the simplest things that you can do is give your baby repeated opportunities to lift and hold that little heavy head up of theirs during tummy time. At this point, your baby's head accounts for about 33% of their total body weight. So this is quite a bit of work. So don't be surprised if baby lifts their head up, holds it up there for 2 to 3 seconds, and then puts it back down to take a breather. I also want to see baby beginning to push through their forearms so that the head and their upper chest come further off the ground. The head may still wobble from side to side a little bit, especially when your baby is tired or sleepy. But you should gradually see better head control and longer periods of head lifting. So from about 2 to 4 months, the goal is higher head lifting, longer holds, and better control during tummy time. But head control is not only about lifting the head straight up. Your baby also needs to control the head on both sides of their body. One way I like to work on that is in side lying, which is often overlooked. A lot of people make a fuss about tummy time, and tummy time is great, but don't forget about the side lying position. When your baby's positioned on their side, they have to use the muscles along the sides of their neck to help control the position of the head. And I want you to look on both sides. One thing I pay attention to when I'm working on head control exercises for babies is whether the baby is developing strength evenly on the right and the left side. If one side appears much stronger than the other, or your baby consistently holds their head tilted towards one side, that is something I would pay attention to. Good head control is not just about lifting the head. Your baby should gradually be developing control in every direction. Once your baby has that strength, the next step is being able to control the head while the rest of the baby's body is moving. From about 4 to 6 months, I want to see your baby doing more than simply lifting or holding their head up. I want to see the head staying controlled while the body is moving under that head. One way I look at this is during a pull to sit maneuver. As the baby's body comes towards sitting, I want to see the head coming up with a nice chin tuck as baby tucks their chin in towards the top of their chest. I want to see the head coming forward with the body instead of lagging backwards or instead of falling behind. By about 4 months, most babies are able to hold their head steady without support while being held. So at this stage, we are moving towards increasingly steady and functional head control. This is where the neck, shoulders, and trunk begin working together much more effectively. If your baby can't hold their head up, I would pay attention to whether the difficulty is only happening during tummy time or whether the head is also difficult to control when the body is moving. By the 4 to 6 month stage, the goal is not just lifting the head, the goal is controlling the head while the rest of the body is moving. Now, let's talk about the questions that concern a lot of parents. If your baby can't hold their head up at 6 months, I would take that super seriously. There is a normal variation in development, but by 6 months, I would expect the baby to have developed good functional head control. At this age, babies are also beginning to use that control during larger gross motor body movement skills, such as pushing up through the arms, working on supported sitting. If your baby is still having significant difficulty holding their head up, has a persistent head lag, I would bring that up with your pediatrician and ask whether a developmental evaluation is appropriate. And if you're looking for how to improve head control in babies, the first thing I want you to do is identify which part of this progression is difficult for your baby. Are they struggling to lift the head up during tummy time? Are they having difficulty controlling their head from side to side? Or are they able to lift the head but still struggling to control it when their body moves? Once you know where the problem is, you can be much more specific about what you work on. So remember the progression. From birth to 2 months, we are working on lifting the head and holding that head up and turning it slightly from side to side. From 2 to 4 months, we're working on lifting the head higher and holding the head up for longer, more extended periods of time. Then we want to see better control on both sides of the neck. And from about 4 to 6 months, we want to see your baby controlling the head while the rest of the body moves. If you watch this video and you realize that your baby needs more help building neck strength, then watch my next video because I'm going to show you specific exercises to strengthen the neck muscles your baby needs to lift and control their head.